Welcome back to Saving the Republic with Joe State, presented by Grab Your Gear Network, where we speak to people who work hard every single day. Probably with your hands, too. This network is for merit shop workers and trades workers, and as I said, anybody who works hard. So if that's you, this show and this channel is for you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Check out all of our other content offerings on Instagram, TikTok, at Grab Your Gear. We have a docu-series coming out right now exposing union fraud. It's really amazing. You got to check it out. Part 2 just released on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go check that out right now. With that being said, let's get into today's news. So the topic of today's video, the news, is going to be pride and ego over country. And you may be wondering, what am I referring to, right? What would I title the show that? Why would I title it that? What am I referring to? And it's in reference to an endorsement of Kamala Harris today. We also have news regarding the hurricane, the lack of a response from our government, the borderline treason by our government. But first, we're going to talk about Liz Cheney. Okay, so today, Liz Cheney came out to the surprise of absolutely nobody and made this big endorsement that, again, it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, I don't understand why Kamala Harris is like championing this is like, you know, so amazing that a Republican endorsed Kamala when Liz Cheney is arguably one of the most outspoken Trump haters that is out there. So firstly, let's check out this video of this endorsement and then we'll comment on it. Can you imagine what it's like to be Liz Cheney? Because we all know she's smart, right? You have to be smart to be able to get elected, well, most likely to be a federal representative. She has to be. But to be a conservative, and guys, this is why you need to vote. This story is exactly why you need to vote in this election, is because this woman and many others are choosing to put pride and ego over country. You know, this tweet here from Kamala says country over party, but realistically, it's pride over country. You know, Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney and Mitt Romney, you know, they got their egos hurt. I just saw John Kasich is not voting for Trump. These are people who had their egos hurt because they couldn't beat Trump or they went after him and they got called out pretty badly by Trump himself, like Liz Cheney. But they are choosing to put themselves over their own country. And, you know, talk about somebody with no principles. Liz Cheney is an individual with absolutely no principles. Nothing. You have absolutely no right to call yourself conservative ever again, because what do you stand for? Is this the Liz Cheney party where we only support somebody if it makes me feel good? Because that's not principles. That's not values. That's simply feelings. And knowing you're going to be supporting somebody like Kamala Harris, who is open borders, unsafe elections, higher taxes, higher government interference in our lives. I mean, these literally are everything that is opposed. It is the antithesis of what it means to be a conservative. So it's just selfish, man. I saw this today and it bothered me, and this is the first thing that stuck out to me as if the reason we need to vote, because we need to put country over ourselves, and that's what people like Elon Musk are doing here. As you can see on this tweet, he says, somebody said, have I gone crazy or has supporting Trump become reasonable? And he says, more than reasonable. It's become essential to saving America. And this is exactly why right here. From Alex, increases in illegal immigration populations in swing states under the Harris-Biden administration. All right, Trump lost Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin by a combined I think, 30,000 votes. And as we can see, the unauthorized migrant population has increased well beyond the margins in 2020. Now, not every immigrant, or illegal immigrant, I should say, is going to vote. But there is undoubtedly going to be some sort of effect on the elections in these states, in these swing states. And really, this is mild here. These numbers are actually pretty low, and I think they're probably lower than the actual number, because we've seen a reported 10 to 15 million illegals come into the country. So, again, the numbers are probably higher, which is even more concerning. But Elon Musk said in response to this tweet, the Dems are doing deliberate voter importation to swing states and fast-tracking them to citizenship. The only question is when, not if, enough migrants can vote to flip all swing states, shifting the whole country to a permanent one-party rule, just like what happened to California after the '86 amnesty. Yeah, diabolically smart. That's why I keep saying that unless Trump wins and reverses this scam, 2024 is the last election in America. The Dem machine's voter importation scam is the true threat to democracy, not Trump. And it's true. It's true. And I saw J.D. Vance talked about this in the VP debate as well, that the true threat to democracy are the people who are calling for shutting down speech, aka disinformation or misinformation. That is the true threat to democracy. But this election, I mean, we have to vote, guys. This goes out to all of you guys. If you're a trades worker, if you're a merit shop worker, if you are a blue collar worker, if you're a white collar worker, no matter what you do in this country, you have to vote this election. So much rides on this election. And there's a lot of things that could happen. A lot of things. You know, we could have a contested election. We could have a similar thing to last time around where, you know, a slew of votes that come in at a very opportune time swing the election. But you know what? None of that can happen. At least we can make it a lot more difficult to happen if we all get out and have our say and vote. And so it's just so important that we all vote. So get out and vote. The last thing I want to talk about in this brief show today is this tweet here from Kamala Harris, from Benny Johnson. All right, just check this out.
Assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, and the federal relief and.
So we have $750 to give to American citizens. We have $200 billion to give to Ukraine. We have $75 billion to give to another country, $50 billion here, $20 billion there. But no money for American citizens who pay the taxes. I mean, guys, borderline treason. Tyranny. It's just what I have to say. Like, it's just what it is. Does this government, the way it's functioning, represent American citizens? I guess I'll leave that up to you guys. Leave a comment down below on what you think on that. Is the government serving our needs? Or are we taking care of non-citizens, of other citizens? Why are American citizens at the bottom of the priority list? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Like I said, get out and vote, guys. It's so critical. It's so important. This election is so tight right now. 50-50 odds on Polymarket. We got to vote. So with that being said, check out our docuseries. As I said, part 2 just released. Like and subscribe to Grab Your Gear on YouTube, and I will see you all in the next episode tomorrow night and Friday. Peace.